Good morning, good evening sa inyong lahat. At ako po si Engineer Joy and I'm here to help you and guide you sa inyong entrance test exam or sa licensure examinations like sa college entrance test, sa general education subjects niyo sa LET or sa civil service examinations ninyo. And isa sa mga topic ko for today, it's about science. And sa under science, let us discuss or let me give you some insights about our planet Earth kasi possible lumabas ito sa inyong exam just to give you an overview. Okay, so let's start for the planet Earth and this is the source. As you can see below, andyan po yung source ng aking presentation. Okay, yung planet Earth kasi natin, of course, this is very important dahil dito tayo nakatira sa planet Earth natin. So let me discuss to you the Earth and the Sun's energy. So here's the Earth movement, as you can see in the picture. So all life on Earth requires solar energy, and the amount of solar energy is constantly changing because of the Earth's rotations, revolutions, and tilt. So, may some of people, ang sinasabi nila, flat daw yung Earth. Pero hindi. Actually, according to the research of the scientist and yung pagkakalam natin, ito po ay nagro-rotate, ito po ay bilog. Okay? It's not talagang very, talaga na very circle po siya. Pero, it is rotating, nagre-revolve po siya sa sun, at the same time, nakatilt po siya. So, yung rotation, this is Earth's axis, is an imaginary rod that runs from the North Pole to the South Pole. So, as it spins a different part of the planet, faces the sun, it takes 24 hours to complete this rotation. So, the sun remains stationary as the Earth returns. So, it means, as we rotating, ano nga po ulit yun, kailangan nating tandaan, it takes 24 hours to complete this rotation. 24 hours is equivalent to 1 day. Okay? So, ano naman po yung revolution? Kung ang rotation, ito yung pag-ikot ng Earth. No? So, ang revolution naman, pag-ikot ng Earth sa sun. So as the Earth spins on its axis, it also follows an orbit around the sun. So habang umiikot siya sa sun, umiikot siya sa sarili niya, nagre-revolve din po siya. So the orbit is an ellipse. Sometimes Earth is closer to the sun and sometimes it is farther. It takes ilang revolution siya, 365 and 1/4 days for Earth to complete one revolution. Again, 365 1/4 days for Earth to complete one revolution. And February 29 is added to the calendar every 4 years. So, lagi din natin tandaan ano yung tilt and latitude. So, Earth is tilted on its axis 23.5 degrees. So, ito po yung pinaka-key points natin, ito pong mga word, or numericals. Earth is tilted on its 23.5 degrees. So, at any given time of the year, some locations are tilted towards the sun and others are tilted away. Okay? So, this creates winter and summer. So, places in a lower latitude or close to the equator receives direct rays from the sun all year long. So, as you can see in our figure, so, nakatilt po siya, ilan pong degree? It is 23.5 degree. So, as you can see, here's the plane of the ecliptic, and here's the axis of rotation. So, remember, we have different seasons. What are the seasons? So, meron tayong summer, winter, and actually, meron din po tayong may spring, fall, di ba? Yan po yung natin, alam natin. So, here's the seasons. change in seasons is created by Earth's tilt. Remember this, na kung bakit nagkakaroon po ng season, it is because of the tilt ng Earth. Winters occurs on parts of Earth that are tilted away from the sun, get less direct solar energy, and cool temperatures and less daylight. That's the reason why na meron tayong winter. It is because it is far away or tilted away from the sun. So, the vice versa of that is the summer. Kung tilted away, ito naman yung lumalapit sa, yung summer naman is malapit po siya doon sa sun. Okay. Because of Earth's tilt, the northern and southern hemispheres experience opposite seasons. So, as you can see in the figure, guys, kung yung nakatilt siya malapit sa sun, it is summer. Pag nakatilted away sa sun, it is winter. Okay? So, we have the spring and fall. Okay, ano naman po ito? So, as Earth orbits the sun, there are periods when the poles tilt neither towards or away from the sun. These periods mark spring and fall. So, yun po yung spring and fall. Meron din po tayong rainfall and seasons. So, some regions have seasons marked by rainfall instead of temperatures. The tropics experience these seasons. Winds bring dry or moist air into the region and create wet and dry seasons. So, ito po yung Philippines. Nasa, ano lang po tayo, dry and wet seasons lang po tayo. So, because nasa tropical country po tayo, nandun po tayo sa area ng mundo na kung saan tropical ang season. So, let's discuss the water on Earth. So, water covers 2/3 of the Earth. Natandaan pa natin. Water covers 2/3 of the Earth. So, 97% is salt water and safe to drink. And most salt water is found in the oceans. So, kaya, 2/3 po siya. So, karamihan. So, sa buong mundo natin, guys, napakarami po ng water, and that 97% is salt water. Some lakes also contain salt water, like yung Great Salt Lake. Tapos, we have also the fresh water, makes up only 3% of the Earth's water supply. So much of the fresh water is in Earth's glaciers and in the ice in the Arctic and Antarctic. So the water we use every day is found in lakes, rivers, and under the Earth's surface. But as of the moment, since nagkakaroon po tayo ng global warming at may mga contaminations, so hindi natin naiinom directly ngayon yung water because of that problem. But nagkakaroon po tayo ng distillation or filtrations of the water. So here's the usable water in the world. Oceans, which is 97%. Meron lang 1% rivers, lakes, and groundwater. At meron po tayong 2% glaciers. So surface water is in streams, rivers, and lakes. Less than 1% of our water supply comes from surface water. Streams form from precipitation and join together to form rivers. Some lakes are formed as rivers, fill low-lying areas, and others are formed by glaciers, carving deep holes in the Earth's surface. So, example po niyan is Great Lakes. So, most of our available fresh water is in groundwater. So, groundwater is typically obtained by drilling into the ground. So, here's the water cycle. Let us learn from this. So, water occurs as solid, a liquid, and a gas. So, water vapor is the invisible gas in the air, and water is always moving on Earth. So, the water cycle is this movement. So, the sun's energy drives the water cycle because the cycle is constantly repeating. The supply of water on Earth remains fairly constant. As you can see in the figure, so, here's the evaporation. So, ito yung water natin, nag-evaporate, then, nagkaroon ng transpiration, going up, nagkakaroon ng precipitation, then condensation, and going back through the precipitation. Okay. So the water cycle goes on and on. So as you can see in the figure from the USGS, so the cycle, like the sun hits water on the Earth's surface, and water turns into water vapor, and vapor rises into the air and cools, and vapor changes into droplets, and these droplets join together to form clouds. So if the droplet becomes heavy enough, then precipitation occurs, and the precipitation falls to Earth surface and is absorbed into the groundwater or runs off into bodies of water. Okay, so water and people. Water is crucial for survival, so it's really important. Many places on Earth face water shortages, lack of fresh water, droughts, overuse, and polluted water. So flooding is another water problem, and flooding can cause property damage and threatens lives. So water also provides food, power, and recreation. So water is really, really, really important. So that's why we need to save more water. Okay, let's discuss about the land. So water is almost 97 or two-thirds of the earth, and the land is the rest. Landforms are shapes on the planet's surface that makes up the landscapes that surround us. Mountains, which is rises higher than 2,000 feet, and valleys, areas of lowland located between mountains or hills. And plains stretches the most flat land, islands, areas of land completely surrounded by water, and peninsulas, land surrounded by water on three sides. So, as you can see, the picture, here's the waterfall, the plainland, the hill, the valley, the forest, the iceberg, sea, mountain, mesa, this is the oasis, the desert, the geyser, glacier, volcano, plateau, tundra, butte, canyon, river, cave, delta, this is the coastline, the cliff, yeah, this is the island, the peninsula, lagoon, atoll, archipelago, swamp, and the jungle. So that's the differences between the between all the landforms. Okay, this is the geography terms. Okay, forces below Earth's surface. So since we have different, this is the tectonic plates according to the worldatlas.com. And the planet is made up of three layers: solid inner core, the liquid mantle, the solid crust, and the continents are part of the Earth's crust. So plate tectonics suggests that Earth's surface is divided into a dozen slow-moving plates. So use this to explain our landforms. Energy deep inside the Earth puts pressure on Earth's crust and forces the plates to shift. Plates move in different directions and at different speeds. So this is the movement of continents. Plates move slowly up to several inches per year. And over 200 million years, we see that continents have moved a long distance. So according to Alfred Wegener, he developed the theory of continental drift, and Earth's plates shifted over millions of years. So plates are still moving today, and they collide, separate, or slide past one another, and these movements have shaped our landforms. And this is the reason why there is several earthquakes. So plates collide. So collisions of plates create ocean trenches and mountains. When two ocean plates collide, one plate pushes under the other, and this creates an ocean trench or deep valley in the ocean floor. The deepest ocean trench is near Japan, and the Pacific plates moves under other plates, the Mariana Trench. And when an ocean plate and continental plate collide, the ocean plate drops beneath the continental plate, so causes a mountain range. So the Andes in South America rather, formed when the South America plate and the Nazca plate collided. So when two continental plates collide, large mountains are formed. So the Himalayas were formed when the Indian plate crashed into the Eurasian plate. So the Himalayas continue to grow as the two plates keep crashing into one another. So as you can see, if the two plates collides, it creates mountains. As plates move apart, gaps between the plates allow magma to rise to the crust, and lava emerges from the gap. And as it cools, it builds a mid-ocean ridge or underwater mountain. Separations of the North American and Eurasian plates form the mid-Atlantic ridge. And if the mountains rise high enough, they form volcanic islands, and that's Iceland. So plates slide, as you can see in the figure. So tectonic plates can slide past one another. The sliding causes earthquakes, and earthquakes usually take place along faults. So the San Andreas Fault Zone in California is a place where earthquakes are quite common. So North American plate and Pacific plate. The Pacific plate is known as the Ring of Fire because it is home to most of the world's earthquakes and volcanoes. Again, Pacific plate is known as the Ring of Fire. So forces on Earth's surface. We have weathering. Weathering, rock is broken down into smaller pieces, and heat and water can cause rocks to crack or wash away. The small pieces of rock are known as sediment. So wind, ice, and water often move sediment. Erosion. Erosion, movement of sediment from one location to another, can wear away or build up landforms. Powerful winds often cause erosion. Glaciers can cause massive erosion by melting and carving out the path for the water, and water is the most common cause of erosion. Waves can wear away at the coastline, and flowing water carves out new paths, and as you can see in the Grand Canyon. So that is the weathering and erosion. So landforms influence life. Earth's landforms affect our settlements and cultures. In early times, people settled near deltas for easy transportation and fertile soil. Earliest settlement between the Tigris and Euphrates. Some landforms also discouraged settlements because people also changed landforms to suit their needs. And that's our topic for today. Okay, thank you so much for joining our lecture for today about planet Earth, and we will do more lectures for you to understand our science or our planet Earth. And we will give you another lectures or reviews about science, mathematics, English. So that's all. Thank you so much, guys.